Hey everyone. So I'm really excited to demo a walkthrough of how I built a pretty basic AI agent using N8N, Supabase, and Bolt.New. I think over the past couple of months, it's quite clear and evident that the world is getting really excited about the promise of agents and how they can help make daily lives easier. And a lot of attention's been put into it. So the last couple of weeks, I've been researching how people are approaching agent development and found that there are quite a few low code, no code approaches for even folks who are less technical but want to get their hands dirty and start experiencing how to build simple agents. So today, what I'm going to demo is essentially imagine a client user is interacting with an LLM automated workflow on the right hand side that you see here, where the agent's going to have access to a RAG via a vector database powered by Supabase. We will upload a file that I call frame the idea. This is basically a file that consists of multiple techniques that product and design users typically use when they think about product development. And the user is going to be able to select in the interface different techniques and pose a idea. And the LLM, which in this case for us is Anthropic 3.5 Sonnet, it's going to consult the RAG of this document and then ultimately give us an output of our response that we're expecting, as well as at the end call Google Docs, where it's going to fill out Google Docs. And I have a output document right now that is blank that it's going to put in its output. So before we get started, I just want to give quick thanks to Cole Medin. Don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but Cole is quite active on YouTube. I discovered him and found a lot of his content to be very helpful and clear on how to approach this. In fact, a lot of this N8N workflow, I used his knowledge as well as making a bunch of adjustment tweaks that I put down below just for notes. Won't get into the details there, but there is, suffice to say, a little bit of work that you have to do in order for this to work, but it's not too difficult. Lastly, one observation before the demo is I've also been extensively testing Claude MCP Model Context Protocol, and I have to say that MCP really does still make a lot of things abstractly easier. With just a few clicks, you can quickly get access to some of the tools that Claude directly partners with through its desktop app. With this approach that I've tested, it was a bit more onerous. But I can also see, of course, a lot of the power for many more advanced users of N8N. You can build pretty custom workflows that can call many different tools that the AI agent can use. So with that said, let's get started. First, we're going to use the interface that I've built using React from Bolt.New. In this case, we're going to be making an authentication request to Supabase. We'll imagine we're signing up for the first time. Because there is no actual confirmation lead, we're just going to go ahead and sign up the user pretty easily. Okay, great, and we're in. Just to get proof of concept, I've kept this pretty simple. The idea of building a product management copilot. On the left-hand side, you'll see that we have the techniques that we're pulling from in our RAG document. In this case, I'll just choose fence the playground, and let's give it a question. And actually, before we start, on the right-hand side, I need to activate the test workflow. So now you see that we're ready, and N8N is expecting us to pass into a webhook that's going to run a bunch of sequence of tasks. So I'll say, why don't we build a robot that can help the elderly for medical needs. Okay. Once I hit send, you'll see immediately it's triggering all the workflow. The LLM is working. The agent now is consulting our RAG for fence the playground. And now it's going back to the LLM. And it's also, we have a memory built in with Postgres. So this session, as well as subsequent conversations, will retain it. And now it's just executed the Google Doc. There we go. So it said this framing helps define clear boundaries for medical assistant robots while actually opening up more focus innovation. The constraints help ensure the product stays focused. All right, interesting. So then it asked me if we want to use any other techniques. We see here that there you go. Excuse me, the output. Not bad. It's giving me pretty concise explanations, and I would imagine we can update the system prompt in the agent to be more detailed. But I think for now, this is pretty decent. What we'll do here is I'm just going to draw horizontal lines so I know further output. I can go back to the React and I'll execute the workflow again. And this time I'm going to ask a follow-up. And the follow-up I want to ask is maybe give us more details about the audience constraints. So we'll say, let's refine further the framing, the audience constraints. See what happens. I'm also doing this live. I haven't pre-recorded this, so everything you're seeing is part of the art of iteration. All right, should be wrapping up. Okay. Okay, well, there you see. It has the session stored, so it knew previously what it had done with my initial ask, and then knowing that I wanted to zoom into audience constraint, it went further. I'm going to be messing around a lot more, but if anyone's interested, I'll be posting the document for how I did it, and feel free to share and try for yourself. Thanks.